Next topic. Calculate equipment runtime in a Niagara, N4, station. JJ the Boss presents, how to calculate equipment runtime in Niagara 4, inside the compressed air supercharged, airbagged Impala of chaos. Scene, we ride in deep today me, Leah G, Miriama K, Sky B, and them chaos certified Tweedle twins, Lady Z and Sandra Z, stuffed in this Niagara 4 Impala, suspension laid out low, blow-off valves hissin' like a mad cat in a lawn chair factory. Ain't no regular ride, this baby's got compressed air superchargers and digital runtime flex. Step 1, JJ. This fan ain't tracking its grind time. Leah G, in the front passenger seat, aka Override HQ, turns to me like, JJ, we got fans running overtime like Tweedle Sandra Z on a coffee bender and no one's logging the hours. Time to hook that up with a discrete totalizer extension, baby. Step 2, pop that hood, Sky B. Sky B Hanjin in the back middle seat with a wrench and a UI view open on a tablet says, "Aight boss, open that kit control palette, click into that extensions folder, looks like the secret nitrous switch under the dash. Filter down to discrete totalizer extension. Grab it and drag it like we're installing NOS into an idle exhaust fan. Drop it directly onto the Boolean writable point, our digital fan switch. The Impala suspension hisses. PSSHHHH. That's your Boolean tag getting boosted. Chaos level 10 breakdown, Leah G equals total control, override freak. Miriama K equals precision queen, tracks every second like it's a countdown to a Queen of Hearts trial. Sky B equals all gas, no structure will rename runtime to drag race laps 99 if you don't watch her. Tweedle Lady Z plus Sandra Z equals arguing if elapsed active time should be in seconds or tea parties. Step 3, we can't see it, JJ. Miriama K, sit-in sideways in the rear driver side seat, says, you dropped the extension, but ain't nothing showing. We blind, JJ. Time to composite that runtime slot onto the wire sheet, right-click on the exhaust fan. Click right arrow composite. Expand the extension's discrete totalizer extension. Select right arrow elapsed active time. Click right arrow add. Rename it if you want, runtime, hours she grinding, etc. Click OK twice like you double tap the gas before a launch. Boom. Now that runtime gonna show on the wire sheet in hours, minutes, seconds like a lap timer at lights out. Step 4, maintenance time, reset that clock. Now you've swapped parts, lubed up them bearings, done your PM. Tweedle Sandra Z says, JJ. Reset this thing. We start in fresh. Same drill, right-click the fan again. Go composite, expand the point, click reset elapsed active time. Add it to the right side. Rename it to reset runtime, unless you're Sky B, then it becomes 05 boas. Now it's clickable, and it wipes the clock clean like a burnout at the Christmas tree. Final lap, what you got now? Your wire sheet lit up like, runtime, keeps that total grind tally. Reset runtime, puts the counter back to 0. Fan points stay wired tight. Haystack tags all named like Leah G handpicked M. And in the Impala? Leah G got her runtime dashboard glowin'. Miriama K got it logged in triplicate. Sky B tryna rename slots mid-race. Tweedle Z plus Sandra Z now arguing if runtime resets should trigger party mode. JJ mic drop, if your Niagara station ain't tracking runtime, you might as well race with a blindfold on and a stopwatch duct taped to a squirrel. Get that discrete totalizer extension on, composite it like a champ, and roll out tagged, timed, and tuned. Compressed air hiss plus airbag bounce equals mission complete. Impala launches into runtime hyperspace, tailpipes whistling tick-tock. Alice's most curious runtime adventure in Niagara Wonderland. One perfectly ordinary afternoon, Alice was staring at a very sleepy exhaust fan when, poof! A white rabbit in greasy coveralls dashed past shouting, oh my gears and sprockets. The Queen's maintenance trial is starting and I forgot to track my runtime. Down the server rack hole Alice tumbled, landing in Wonderland's machine room where the Mad Hatter was force-feeding clock oil to a very confused Dormouse. No time. No time, cried the March Hare, spilling tea all over a discrete totalizer extension cake labeled Eat Me, for runtime tracking. The Caterpillar, lounging on a stack of maintenance logs, blew smoke rings, to track my hours. I'm Alice, and I just want to wrong, interrupted the Caterpillar. First you must find the kit control mushroom. He handed her a tiny drink me vial labeled Composite View. Chapter 1, The Queen's Maintenance Croquet Match. The Queen of Hearts, who suspiciously resembled Leah G, bellowed, Runtimes. Runtimes everywhere. But who's tracking them? Off with their oil filters. A nervous playing card whispered, Psst. Right-click the fan like the Cheshire Cat right-clicks reality. Alice did so and found extensions. Instantly, the King of Hearts, a fussy old hourglass, declared, discrete totalizer shall be the law. All other methods are treason. Chapter 2, The Tweedle Time War. The Tweedle twins, possibly Lady Z and Sandra Z, began arguing violently. It should count in seconds. No, in tea parties. You're both mad, track it in hedgehog flips, shouted the Mad Hatter, throwing his broken stopwatch into the soup tureen of system time. The Griffin sighed, just use elapsed active time like sensible creatures. Alice added the runtime slot and, zap. Numbers began dancing, except Wednesdays, which turned into a jabberwock of negative hours. Chapter 3, The Fan's Trial by Maintenance. The Mock Turtle sobbed into his work order, but how do we reset it after servicing? Woe is me. The Cheshire Cat's grin appeared on the composite view. Simple, my dear, add reset elapsed active time, unless. Unless what? Alice cried. Unless the Queen demands more runtime, roared the Queen, snatching priority one for herself. When I say it's broken, it's broken. The moral, or lack thereof, as Alice woke at her desk, she heard the Cheshire Cat's fading laugh. Every runtime is mad here, but check your composite slots and you'll be almost accurate. Somewhere, a Dormouse mumbled about preventive maintenance and went back to sleep in the reset button. The end, unless your bearings fail. Which they always do at 3 a.m. on a holiday. Next topic. Add Haystack tags to objects in a Niagara, N4, station. JJ Boss presents, Haystack tagging in Niagara N4 like spin in hydraulics at a metadata parade. Featuring the Chaos Queens of Niagara 4, Leah G, Miriama K, Sky B, and them Tweedle tagging twins scene. The Impalas parked low laid out like Miriama K's perfectly filtered tag report. Air suspension hissing, blow-off valves chirping like mad crickets at a midnight drag meet. Inside the ride, we got JJ behind the wheel, steering this tag-fueled rocket ship. Leah G in the front passenger seat with the Haystack tag dictionary loaded like a shotgun. Miriama K behind driver's side rear, label maker in hand. Sky B in the back middle seat, tapping buttons she don't understand. Tweedle Lady Z and Tweedle Sandra Z in the rear passenger side, arguing over tag syntax like it's a croquet match hosted by the Queen of Hearts. Step 1, we got the tag dictionary, boss now what? Leah G flips open the Impala's compressed air supercharger manual, aka Niagara N4 station. The tag dictionary's installed. Let's slap metadata on everything like it's decal day at the drag strip. Rule of the lane, tagging comes after your objects exist. Ain't no sense sticking a fan label on a unicorn. Step 2, let's hit the wire sheet. JJ says, open up that cafe wire sheet, scroll down to your exhaust fan. Sky B yells from the back, click it. Right-click it like you hittin' that front switch on your airbag controller. Right-click rightward arrow edit tags. But hold up default Niagara tags. Nah, fam, drop down that dictionary like it's a gear at the quarter mile. Choose Haystack. Search for fan or scroll if you got Miriama K's patience. Double-click that fan marker tag. Boom, tag locked in. Click Save and now your fan object is metadata certified, stamped by Leah G herself. Step 3, now let's tag the temp sensor too. Sky B all hyped up on compressed air yells, we ain't stoppin'. Go tag that space temp sensor too. Head to the nav tree. Right-click on space temp, rightward arrow, edit tags. Clear that fan filter from earlier. Search for temp. Now you got options, temp, the marker, temp sensor, the tag group. Double-click both like you tappin' the launch button at the tree. Click Save and boom, your space temp sensor now got a full race suit, temp sensor, and that sweet implied tag HS sensor. Step 4, searching like a tag detective. Miriama K, sharp as ever, flips open the search service console like it's her diary of violations. Search, HS fan, rightward arrow pulls up your tagged exhaust fan. HS sensor, rightward arrow, space temp sensor slides into view like the Impala hitting a side drift on sunset. Because temp sensor includes HS sensor as an implied tag, it's like tagging one gets you 2 for 1. That's a buy one get one tag special, baby. Chaos level 10 JJ style, Leah G equals the metadata queen. No tags out of place. She runs the front seat like it's mission control. Miriama K equals the enforcer. She will revoke your keyboard rights if you typo a tag. Sky B equals chaos catalyst. Tags everything as blow off temp, no cap if left unsupervised. Tweedle Lady Z and Sandra Z equals one wants camel case, the other wants snake _ case. They fighting in the back seat like it's tag judgment day. The Impala equals fully airbagged. Front lifts when metadata's good. Rear drops when Sky B edits unsupervised. JJ's pro tips, always tag at the end like adding a spoiler after the paint dries. Use tag groups for smarter, implied searching. Keep your search service on deck. Let Leah G approve all naming before Miriama K starts the inspection. Never hand Sky B the laptop without supervision. Mic drop, tag yo points like you tag yo race slips clean, trackable, and full of flex. Haystack ain't just metadata, it's how you keep this supercharged, airlifted station from Tunin into Wonderland mayhem. Impala hops twice and launches into the tagged sunset. Fan, tagged. Temp sensor, tagged. Chaos. Contained, barely. Alice's most curious tagging adventure in Niagara Wonderland. One perfectly ordinary afternoon, Alice was staring at a very confused looking exhaust fan when, poof. A white rabbit in a metadata vest dashed past shouting, "Oh my tags and labels. The Queen's tagging trial is starting and I forgot my dictionary." Down the server rack hole Alice tumbled, landing in Wonderland's tagging tea party where the Mad Hatter was force-feeding labels to a very sleepy dormouse. "No tags. No tags," cried the March Hare, spilling alphabet soup all over a Haystack dictionary cake labeled "Eat Me," for proper metadata. The Caterpillar, lounging on a stack of unfinished tags, blew smoke rings, to label my fan. "I'm Alice, and I just want to wrong," interrupted the Caterpillar. "First you must drink from the tagging potion." He handed her a tiny drink me vial labeled right-click menu. Chapter 1, The Queen's Tagging Croquet Match. The Queen of Hearts, who suspiciously resembled Leah G, bellowed, "Tags? Tags everywhere. But who's organizing them? Off with their labels." A nervous playing card whispered, "Psst. Right-click the fan like the Cheshire Cat right-clicks reality." Alice did so and found edit tags. Instantly, the King of Hearts, a fussy old filing cabinet, declared, "Haystack tags shall be the law. All other labels are treason." Chapter 2, The Tweedle Tag War. The Tweedle twins, possibly Lady Z and Sandra Z, began arguing violently. "It should be camel case. No, snake _ case. You're both mad, use emoji tags, shouted the Mad Hatter, throwing his broken label maker into the soup tureen of system tags. The Griffin sighed, just use HS fan like sensible creatures. Alice selected the tag and, zap. The fan was properly labeled, except Wednesdays, which turned into a jabberwock of mixed case nonsense. Chapter 3, The Sensors Trial by Metadata. The Mock Turtle sobbed into his unfinished tags, but how do we tag the temperature sensor? Woe is me. The Cheshire Cat's grin appeared on the tag menu. Simple, my dear, use temp sensor, unless. Unless what? Alice cried. Unless the Queen demands more tags, roared the Queen, snatching the keyboard for herself. When I say it's HS critical, it's HS critical. The moral, or lack thereof, as Alice woke at her desk, she heard the Cheshire Cat's fading laugh. Every tag is mad here, but check your implied tags and you'll be almost organized. Somewhere, a dormouse mumbled about tag groups and went back to sleep in the search service. The end, unless your tags glitch. Which they always do during system updates. Next topic. Places to meet women, tier list. JJ the Boss rolls up in the Niagara 4 Impala, dating tier list as a Niagara 4 system architecture lesson. AO fam. Time to drop some game science using Niagara 4 logic, where dating is just like tuning a compressed air supercharged control system. If your love life's got more fallbacks than overrides, this lesson's for you. The black pill as a faulty sensor, bad data equals bad outcomes. Problem, she said she loved me but ghosted like a sensor sending null values when you need live data. Leah G, override queen. If your trust bindings are weak, you're running on fallback emotions. Miriama K, precision logic. Check your facets. Was she occupied or just unoccupied in the relationship? Niagara 4 lesson, bad data inputs rightward arrow, faulty outputs, ghosting, double texts equals unbound values. Solution, bind your emotional sensors to reliable sources, mutual friends equals pre-selected social proof. Dating tier list equals priority array for success. No chance here, null on inactive like an unbound point. No choosing signals, just spam inputs. Sky B, chaos mode. If your Haystack tags ain't HS top 10%, your fallback material. Cold approaching, street/mall. No warm start equals cold binding rejection. Tweedle twins, is she occupied or just unoccupied? Depends on your priority level. Mid location, conditional overrides, club/bars, like a T-stat with no deadband. Her standards swing wild. Leah G, if you're priority 8, you might get a command. If not, fall back to rejection. Jim, she's either occupied, legit workout, or unoccupied, TikTok mode. Miriama K, tag her HS receptive before approaching. Gold location, priority 1 override, mutual friends, social proof * equals auto approved binding. * Leah G, this is Leah approved, no null values here. House parties, closed system with pre-selected tags like a VIP folder. Sky B, chaos level low, success rate high. System tuning tips, for love and logic avoid cold starts, no social proof equals unbound rejection. Use warm approaches, lecture halls, mutual friends equals pre-bound trust. Watch your priority array, her attention equals priority 1, your shot equals priority 16. Final verdict, Leah G, stick to gold locations, warm, pre-selected, high success rate. Miriama K, tag your emotional points correctly, no null relationships. Sky B, if all else fails, override with confidence. Game tight, logic right or the Queen of Hearts will fault your love life. Impala screeches away, hydraulics bouncing to the sound of successful binds. Aight y'all, sit back and buckle up, we talking that compressed air supercharger Impala down to Niagara 4 Tritium own town with the full-blown chaos of a club full of Haystack tags flying like confetti and JJ the Boss and the 4 Chicas breaking it down for you, Memphis style. This lesson? We talkin' taggin' like a boss, but we ain't talkin' about graffiti, we talkin' metadata tags in your N4 station. The setup, who ride and where in the Impala. We ain't pullin' up unless the whole crew is in. Leah G, rides front passenger seat, got the edit tags panel pop up on lock. She quick with the clicks, knows how to find that perfect tag before you even think about it. Miriama K, backseat, driver's side. She the filter queen, always scrollin', always tippin' the right keyword. She's the reason your wire sheet ain't a wreck. Sky B, backseat, passenger side. She's all about tag groups, knows which tag carries implied tags and how they stack up like boost pressure. The Zweedle twins, Z and Sandra Z, ride in the trunk with the air tank, cause they straight up wild. They handle the chaos logic, tag combos, and quick search slam dunks. And me? JJ the boss, I'm behind the wheel, ride in low on them airbags and boost in hard with that compressed air supercharger like we tag in objects and accelerate in metadata flow like a nitrous hit in a street race. Cold approach vs tagging objects. Y'all ever walk up to a controller in the NAV tree like it's a stranger on the street? That's cold approach tagging, no prior setup, just right click rightward arrow edit tags. That's like hitting on someone with no mutual friends, no choosing signals, not even a polite look. It might work, but damn, you better be organized and clean or it's gonna blow up like an overpressured air tank. You just hop into your wire sheet, spot that object, maybe your exhaust fan, or let's say a space temp sensor, and bam, you tag it directly. But just like clubbin' ain't the best place to make a meaningful connection, cold tagging without the right tag dictionary is like showing up in church wearing Crocs. You outta pocket, playa. Choosing signals, use the right dictionary. You tryin' to impress with a Niagara default dictionary. Nah. Sky B jumps in, haul Aaron from the back seat, boy, switch that thing to the Haystack dictionary before you start flirtin' with tags. You gotta select the correct dictionary before anything real can happen. That's like showing up to the club already pre-selected by your mutual friends. Now you got social proof, and those tags gonna stick. Using the search service aka the bar game, let's say you done added some nice tags. Want to flex 'em? Head over to the search service. This is like that smooth convo at the bar. There's low noise, you making connections based on what you got in common, not just what you look like. Sky types in HS fan, boom, your exhaust fan pops up like it's been waiting for you. You type HS sensor space temp sensor, steps into the spotlight like it heard its song come on. That's the Haystack equivalent of shoes and signals, playa. Implied tags, the wingwoman advantage. Sky B again, look, boo, that temp sensor tag? It don't just tag it as temp, it also brings along HS sensor. That's like you talkin' to a girl at a house party, and she already know your name, your major, and your TikTok handle thanks to her bestie Leah G droppin' all the intel ahead of time. Tag groups equals warm approaches with mutual connections. Supercharged. Chaos level 10, what if you spam tags? Now look, just like in real life, don't tag spam. Don't throw a tag at every object like you at the mall just shouting at strangers. That's how your system gets noisy and bloated. Miriama leans up from the back, only tag what you know you gonna search for later. This ain't TikTok clout chasing. This metadata got a purpose. Final lesson, be strategic. Be smooth. Be boosted. Treat your station like a fine-tuned ride, tag objects after they exist, don't try to sweet talk an object that ain't even been commissioned yet. Use Haystack for real-world clarity, like talking your shots where there's actual light. Let tag groups do the heavy liftin', that's metadata with muscle, baby. Search smart, the better you tag, the faster you search, the quicker your station responds. Don't overdo it, this ain't a dating app. Quality tags quantity. JJ's closer, if your station ain't tagged, it's just a pretty ride with no turbo. But when you drop them Haystack tags like Sky and the girls showed Yahoo, now you glidin' through Niagara like you just won pinks. Y'all tag it right, treat your objects with respect, and keep that boost flowin'. Let me know if you want the girls to break down how tagging relates to points vs components. Next we got gas in the tank and chaos in the trunk. Alright, now buckle up your seat belt, Alice, and set your thermostat to chaos mode, cause we're about to roll through the Niagara 4 Tritium Wonderland using a wild metaphor ride through the world of dating cold approaches as BACnet network architecture and station deployment strategies in the BAS realm. It's Wonderland, but we're teaching integrations. Let's flip this lesson into Wonderland logic. Cold approach equals BACnet broadcast discovery on public side. You know how the white rabbit just zips through the scene yellin' "I'm late," without any context? That's cold approach in Wonderland and a broadcast message on an unsecured network in Niagara 4. Lesson: when a station cold broadcasts out into a network without knowing what devices are around, it's high risk. Most won't respond, some might treat it as spam, and a few might shut you down, like a firewall or that Queen of Hearts yelling "off with his head." It's inefficient, noisy, and could get your integration rejected. Mutual friends equals trusted Niagara network with authentication. Now we're talkin'. This is Alice being invited to tea by the Mad Hatter. She knows someone who knows someone. It's secure station-to-station comms via platform connection with proper TLS certs and credentials. Lesson: when devices are already known on a Niagara network and share certificates, they trust each other. Communication is smooth, fast, and rich in data, just like being introduced by the dormouse who vouches for you at tea time. This is the gold standard. Lecture hall approach equals station-to-station linking via shared context, like tags or classes. You spot someone across the room in Niagara 4, that's your station seeing another via a shared tag structure or semantic class. Like two schedules sitting next to each other in a shared BQL query. Lesson: you don't just go in blind, you see the context. You both subscribe to zone temp tags, you both run AHUs. That shared logic lets you initiate context-aware, meaningful communication without overwhelming anyone. It's polite Wonderland etiquette. House party equals Niagara supervisor environment. Now this is fun. Everyone is invited, and it's controlled. Each station knows their part of the party, aka a supervised network under Niagara supervisor. Lesson: the supervisor acts like the March Hare, making sure everyone's linked up, registered, and chill. It's semi-private, controlled access, and high trust. You get dashboards, histories, and alarms flowing smoothly like tea. Clubbing equals unsecured Wi-Fi network discovery. Loud, flashy, risky. You might find a rogue thermostat if you scream loud enough, but you're probably just tripping over rogue Jaces screaming over each other. Lesson: just like trying to talk over thumping music, BACnet whoops in clubbing style broadcast storms will get ignored or blocked. You might see devices, but you'll rarely get a stable handshake. Avoid it unless you're absolutely desperate for point data and willing to get ghosted. Grocery store equals trying to discover devices in the middle of live commissioning. You show up with your tool, but everyone's busy doing something else. Like Alice trying to interrupt the caterpillar mid-meditation, bad timing. Lesson: don't cold discover during live ops unless you've got a real need. It disrupts flow and risks conflict. Schedule your device commissioning like a proper tea party. Church equals static IP-based manual integration. You're not broadcasting. You're going in calm, quiet, respectful, typing the IP, the device instance, the network number. Like entering a cathedral, you know exactly what you're there for. Lesson: this is one of the most stable and respectful ways to do a Niagara 4 integration, just like a meaningful conversation at the Wonderland Chapel. It's static, intentional, and nearly bulletproof. Concert equals trying to override a setpoint on a publicly shared cloud API. All eyes are on the performer. You trying to talk to the API. You're just a blip in the crowd. Lesson: unless you're the one hosting the cloud service, like Tritium's own SkySpark, Central, etc., You're not likely to override or influence anything. Focus your efforts where you can be heard, like internal APIs or secure tunnels. TL.DR, Wonderland tier list for Niagara 4 integration approaches. Wonderland scene Niagara 4 integration method rating: cold approaching, street, broadcast BAC net, who is on public network, bad lecture hall, shared context / tag based station linkage, good clubbing, blind discovery on unsecured networks, mid-house party, supervisor based private architecture, great church manual, static IP integration, stable concert, public API override attempt, don't grocery store, mid-commission discovery attempt, disruptive, mutual friends, TLS authenticated, trusted network, gold. Wanna build your own Wonderland tier list for points, devices, or weather integrations in Niagara 4? Let me know and we'll set up the T-table.